helicopter flies over. Hey everybody, I'm Micheline Cherie, and there's a train going by right away. So hi there. Hope you can hear me. Choo 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 choo. It's great. Every day the train goes by in Frogtown, so we're used to it. But maybe you're not. Here we go. It's almost gone. All right. So I am Micheline Cherie, Executive Director for Frogtown Arts, formerly Elysian Valley Arts Collective. Maybe you know us by that name, but this year we changed our name and our brand identity, our vision and our mission, and now we're Frogtown Arts. So here we are in the heart of Frogtown right now on Knox Avenue, and I'm at Toad General Store, and I'm with the proprietor of Toad, and this is Connie Martinez. And we're going to just talk to her a little bit about her store and what brought her to our neck of the woods. And then we're going to interview a couple of our artist members that have their artwork here regularly at the store. And just to kind of give a little backstory on that, it's always been our organization's dream to have our artist members' art flowing throughout this community. And so Connie and others like her have made that possible. In the last 2 years, I think, we've had permanent installations in many of the venues and businesses here. And we've also had our artists selling their wares, their handmade, homemade, crafted, painted, beautiful wares. And we're going to see some of that today. So first, I'd like to introduce you to Connie Martinez, the owner of Toad General Store. Welcome, Connie.
Hi, everybody. Like Micheline said, I'm Connie Martinez, and I started Toad General Store excuse me, in April of 2024. So this will be our second holiday season. And yeah, we're on this magical space that you'll get to take a peek at in a second.
Yeah. So Connie, tell us a little bit about your background, what you did before Toad, and then how you got here and how we're so blessed to have you here.
Oh, I feel I'm the blessed one. I was actually in corporate fashion for about 25 plus years. And I was overseeing all of the buying and merchandising and planning at an executive level. And in the summer of 23, I decided to leave that corporate industry. And I was presented with an opportunity by my friend Pam, who actually owns this property that we sit on, to open up a little store. And the first thought I had was, well, how am I going to do that? And being scrappy and resourceful and just knowing how to curate things in a very small space, I took a shipping container and built it out to be able to offer a lot of little goodies. And what we like to say is give you things that you didn't know you needed until you get here. And when I first met Pam and came to Frogtown, I fell in love with this community and I thought it was very, very special. And I liked how people were so tight and we really take care of each other. And I can talk about more about that later. But the community and the way that we come together to show people's creative arts was really important to me. And it also was super important to me coming from a corporate background that we keep things tight in here and we go direct to makers, we go direct to creators. The only thing I can't get around, obviously, are books. But like all of our merchandise is printed and embroidered from a local person over here on Denby. Our paintings are, most of our acrylic paintings are done by a local artist here who you'll meet shortly. And then some little crafty bits that are also local. So yeah, small business, super important.
Yeah, representing. And we'd like to formally thank you for doing that. It's been a really, really wonderful run. And I think we should take a look at what she's got in the shop and we'll go through a couple of things and come along.
Well, because this community has so much pride and has a lot of interest in what the Frogtown story is, we created some merch. And like I said, that's locally printed by Moment Screen Printing, who's right over 1 block over. And we also have like our little logo, which is our Toad. So we have Toad General Store logo, and then we also have our Frogtown Destination t-shirts and sweatshirts. And we sell a lot. And we are this holiday season, our way of giving back is offering 20% off to our community.
So tell me, why did you call the store Toad instead of something with the word frog?
Well, the history is when I started researching a lot of the branding for the store, The real story was that when there was this great flood and all the frogs were everywhere in the warehouses and the properties, that when they made their way back to the river, everybody saw this like kind of invasion of frogs, but the reality was that they were actually toads.
Yeah.
And so that's where we came up with Toad General Store.
All right. Yeah, I kind of figured, but just thought everyone else should know.
Yeah.
And let's take a little bit more of a look inside
Yeah.
and go through what you got in the store.
Yeah. In addition, just really quickly to our branded, our Frogtown and Toad branded merchandise. We also have some merchandise from local artists and local creators. This is from Amanda Smith, who has LA is Not a Desert, another artist that we met through the Frogtown Arts. And so these have been really, really successful for us. And then also this particular graphic, this little bit more of an edgy graphic, is something that was created by Stevie Carlson over at Moment Screen Printing as well. So we really, really want to keep it like local creators in here. Everything in here is either small business, women-owned business, a lot of businesses that are part of social entrepreneurships. One of my favorites is this organization that's in Haiti. It's called the Haiti Project, and they do these beautiful tea towels. And this is one of our holiday tea towels, but we carry them year-round in different artwork. This organization went down to Haiti and took 100 women who had no means of income or supporting their family, and they gave them training on how to hand embroider and sew. And this has been a very good business for us. And again, really special to me because it's really important to me that we are direct to makers and direct to creators, and there's no middle people that are driving any kind of like profit margins. I also like to say no one here is getting rich, but we're sure having fun. And then we have some other like little books like this, which are really, they sell really well. These sell so well that the publisher, I think, thought because as many as we sell, that we maybe have been like we were a bigger store and sent us a life-size version, cardboard cutout of the little frog, which was kind of funny. But you see our teeny tiny store, there's nowhere to put it, but we're grateful for that. We sell a lot of candles. We sell a lot of bath and body. We have what we call pre-loved items also, so that things do not end up in landfills. Some of our merchandise is also upcycled. And we also started this category earlier this year, which is like our stationery and our little box cards, because with everything being social media and digital, it's also really important that we kind of get back to the sweet nuance of sending somebody a card. Then we also, just kind of lastly, we have some pantry items, and then we also have cold beverages. We get a lot of traffic that comes in off the river that just wants to come in and visit our cooler over here and get a cold beverage. And this is one of our favorites, another Frogtown local. So we carry Tiz. We saw these guys doing a little pop-up soda stand over here on Blake by Just What I Needed. And we got to see them create this and go through the process of the year. And now it's ready for distribution. And we are a very proud carrier of Tiz, one of my personal favorites. So LA is Not a Desert. Also, the local artists that we met through Frogtown Arts. Stickers have been really great. We have a skincare line that is also 100% natural. This maker is actually up in the Ojai Valley. And then this is a very popular apothecary brand called Onsen. This maker is, she's Japanese. She brought the onsen to us. She lives in Burbank, and she is very supportive of small businesses. And I think that is a good little rundown.
Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. And thank you for supporting our artists. And today on Giving Tuesday, Toad is not normally open. So they open just for us, and they're going to stay open for a couple of hours today. So if you want to come on by and see some of this wonderful stuff that she just put out, please do. And today we have what, 20% off?
20% off all Frogtown and Toad apparel merch and hats and bags. And this was a bag that was created especially for our store for Frogtown.
And the address is 2929 Knox Avenue.
That's right.
Los Angeles 90039. So stop by today or any other day that they're open. Check them out on Instagram. What's your handle? Oh, Toe General Store. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna say so long to Connie, and then we're gonna be joined by one of Frogtown Arts artist members, Nana Chen, and we're gonna check out her work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Connie.
Thank you so much.
At the heart of Frogtown is Frogtown Arts. A vibrant community through art, music, and celebration. More than a collective, it's a calling. Producers of Frogtown Art Walk, Illuminate the Night, Frogtown First Fridays. Capturing stories that unite us, inspire us, and define us. Because when art thrives, community rises. Experience Frogtown Arts, where community meets creativity.
We're live? Yes, I think we are live. Welcome to Giving Tuesday. Frogtown Arts is going live. We have a live donation link. Hi, I'm your host, Patricia Rae. I'm joined by my co-host, Lamar, and we're here at the Blake Lofts, which is the headquarters for the Frogtown Arts community, formerly known as the Elysian Valley Arts Collective. And we're going to talk about art. We're going to interview artists. We're going to give you links. You can become a member. But I'm going to share the mic with my friend and co-host, Lamar. How are you today?
Hi, Patricia. You look absolutely wonderful, and thank you for sharing this moment with me. And I'm not much of an art guy, but I love your art. And I had some experience with Frogtown, watching your art, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. So, as you see, there's a code on your screen right there. If you would please care to donate, the link is www.
Hey, Patty, your mic is off. Can we get your mic check, please?
Shit, this whole
There we
time
go.
I've been off.
Oh, there you go. Can you start again? Thank you.
Yes. Welcome to Giving Tuesday, Frogtown Arts live event on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're here. I'm your co-host, Patricia Rae. I'm here with my friend and co-host, Lamar of Strictly Business. And introduce yourself, my love.
Hi, Patricia Rae. We normally talk about business issues, and today we're talking about the business of art. And there's a lot of art business going on, and it's a pleasure to be here rolling with you, talking about art for 3 hours. We're going to be here raising money and all that stuff, right?
That's right. This is a live donation event on Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is the biggest giving day of the year. It's a national event. And here at Frogtown Arts, we're raising awareness for art and for community. So if you can give, please do. That link will be www.frogtownarts.com/donate. I'm going to give out a couple of shout outs to people who have already donated. Jasmine Molina, one of our artist members, gave $20.
Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money.
And Julia Meltzer also gave us $250. Yes.
Wow.
So giving is a place where you start, where you create community, where you create collective art, right? So that's what this is all about, creating community, forming and giving a place for people to come together to experience, experiment, try art for the first time. We give classes all year round. We have senior programs. We have youth programs. I'm a member of the collective. And when I was painting, I was looking for a place to show my art. And one day my husband came home and said, the Frogtown Arts art walk is going to be this year. And so I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to join. So I got on the internet and I signed up. It's very easy to join. It's only $50 to join up. And you can join at www.frogtownarts.com/become-a-member. And it's been such a beautiful experience for me. Actually, that's some of my art right there, right behind Dr. J.
Yes, I see your beautiful art. I have an IOU from about the piece right behind me. Don't cash that check anytime soon. But Patricia, I think we're letting people off the hook. It's Giving Tuesday. It's right after Thanksgiving. You all should be fat and happy. And Patricia said, if you can, we know you can. $5, $10. I'm going to be here to Jerry Lewis people, and I'm going to say, listen, open your wallet and give to the arts. You're giving money to the retail stores right now. It's Cyber Monday. You giving away all kind of money. Cut back a little bit and give some money to the arts.
Don't have that cup of coffee or that extra.
The price of a cup of coffee.
That's right. A cup of coffee is $8. If you donate it to the arts, you're helping a senior take a class or someone take a class that's been interested their whole lives but have been afraid. And this is a place where you can come and do that, where you can... There's a beautiful mosaic that was done by the seniors. I mean, they have poetry classes, Illuminate the Night, First Fridays, so many beautiful events that you could be a part of. It's not open just to Frogtown residents, it's open to anybody in Los Angeles. It's a great way to, like I said, support the arts, because right now all this funding has been cut, and so they had to go out and raise this money. This is one of several fundraisers that we've had this year. Hopefully, this is going to be the one that brings in the last bit of money that we're hoping to raise. So again, that donation link is www.frogtownarts.com/donate. Any little bit helps.
And you have your cell phones. You got the little image on the screen here. Just hold your cell phone up to your camera, and it should take you to a link, and you should be able to donate $5, $10, or whatever. Don't ever think you got to be a big giver. Just a little bit. I've always wanted to say that the price of a cup of coffee, and I always wanted to say, Sally Struthers used to say, but coffee was like, what, 35 cents back then? Now it's $8.
Yeah,
so the price of a latte.
It is. We lost Sally Struthers, but she was a wonderful actor. And, art is something that everybody can relate to. It helps you release, connect, interpret your feelings. Art is subjective, so it's the way you feel when you look at art. That's why art is so special, and poetry and language and movement and color. That's why it's so important on this Giving Tuesday to make the effort, make the donation, so that we can have people like myself paint and didn't have an outlet to go out there and be brave and try something new and get better at it and experiment and explore. Everything can be art, sewing, pottery, and we support so many artists throughout the year. It's a wonderful organization. I've loved being a part of it.
Did you say sewing?
Yeah, sewing is an art.
So my mother was an artist all these years when she put together those plaid shorts for me to wear. That's my mom. God rest her soul. She's not here anymore. But Mom, you're an artist. I didn't know that.
I would have given $20 just to seeing you in those shorts.
I have two older sisters. She made my sister's dresses and everything. And I didn't know my mom was an artist. I just thought she was a woman with bad taste and cheap material.
No, I think that homemaking, cooking is an art. there's anytime you can express yourself in something that you make with your hands, that's art. And I think
Cooking?
yes, cooking is an art. I mean, why do you think chefs get, rated and Michelin-starred restaurants get rated? Because the better you get at your art, your craft, it becomes a form of art. So I think
I had
that
a ex-girlfriend who was a lousy artist in the kitchen. and when I ate dinner with her, we used to pray after we eat.
oh boy, I hope she got better.
We're going to jump over to Micheline right now.
Okay, Micheline is waiting for us. She has a guest, Patricia Rae. Do you know who that is?
I do.
She's a beautiful young lady. She's an artist. And
Yes.
Micheline, can you hear us? Are you ready to go there?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Oh,
We're here.
perfect.
Okay, so we're back at Toad General Store here in Frogtown on Knox Avenue. And I'm here with one of our artist members. Her name is Nana Chen.
Hi, I'm Nana.
So Nana, tell us real briefly how you came to this part of California.
Okay, 2 years ago, I married to my husband, and he's local here. So I moved in Frogtown, and I started to create some my artwork and also do the dry flowers work.
So show us some of your work and tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, okay. I would like to say about this little piece. I usually do the small artwork because make it easy to carry on. And whole story is around the Frogtown little story. People bike here, people hang out here, and I make their memories like this kind of small comic style, and then also created some related the same stories, little craft. And the last thing is I also do the dry flower here because we have our home garden. So all the dry flowers are following the different season. They are all unique.
Great. And Nana is here. Her art is here all the time. So you can come by and pick up items. She's got some new items for Christmas, some ornaments, and they're really cute and sweet and beautiful. So thank you, Nana. And we're going to head over to see Erica, which is another one of our artist members. She's going to put on her mic real quick. Hi, and this is Erica Goebel, another one of our artist members, and she's been with us for a couple of years. So Erica, tell us a little bit of backstory about how you got to be in this area, where you're from, and about your experience with Frogtown Arts.
Well, thanks. Thanks for this opportunity. I am a second generation Los Angelino and, grew up sort of focusing on landmarks and all the opportunities here. And so when I retired and then started painting, I thought some of my favorite landmarks are, maybe going to be disappearing. So I wanted to start painting, the parts that I love and the parts that help me navigate around here. And then that just evolved to my sort of program of local scenes that people seem to really be interested in purchasing. So then Frogtown Arts comes in and connects me with Connie at Toad General Store. And so I kind of keep a little inventory in the store, and I'm so pleased when customers come by and they find a scene that really appeals to them and they can connect to.
Yeah, and you've been really successful here. So
And I love the, community and your support. You've been so busy arranging so many things for youth, to seniors, to community activities. So we stay connected.
yeah, thank you so much. So you can find Erica's art here too on the daily. And again, the address is 2929 Knox Avenue, Los Angeles, 90039, Toad General Store. Thank you, Erica, so much.
You're very welcome.
At the heart of Frogtown is Frogtown Arts. A vibrant community through art, music, and celebration. More than a collective, it's a calling. Producers of Frogtown Art Walk, Illuminate the Night, Frogtown First Fridays. Capturing stories that unite us, inspire us, and define us. Because when art thrives, community rises. Experience Frogtown Arts, where community meets creativity.
Year was 2006. Did you envision all of this?
All right, I'm back to
All
you,
right, we're
Patricia.
back. We're back at the Frog Walk donation. Is that what we're doing here?
Yes, we are back. Don't forget, please, the links are www.frogtownarts.com/donate. And we have a special guest with us right now. We are with Tracy Stone, who is the mother, the inventor, the creator of the Art Walk along the river. She's an architect. She had her own firm, and back in 2006, you had an idea. Tell us about it.
That's funny to be called the mother.
She's the mother. She's the mother.
Event. Well, you know, like with any event, it takes a village, right? So
Absolutely.
I moved into the area with my life partner, Alan Anderson, and we looked around and realized we had some amazing neighbors. At that time, the neighborhood was full of these small-scale industrial buildings, and many of them had artists living and working in them, however legally or illegally at the time.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That wouldn't work right now.
No, but at the time, there were quite a few of them, as well as some really interesting craftspeople. And so I reached out to a few of my neighbors, and we all got together and decided that, yes, it would be a great idea to put together some sort of a block party at the time we conceived of. The genesis of this was actually a friend of mine whose name is Robin Blackman, and she was running a gallery at the time. And I had talked to her about putting together some sort of a party or celebration, and she had suggested that we get the neighbors together. And so we all gathered in my courtyard, and we tried to come up with a name. And at the time, we considered quite a few names, but we thought that the Frogtown Art Walk would be fun because no one at that time had any idea what Frogtown was or where it was. And we hoped that just the name alone would be intriguing enough that people would pay attention and try to figure it out and think, well, that sounds like an interesting, unusual idea. And we had scheduled it for, of all things, November of 2006.
Ooh.
And, yes, chilly and dark.
And dark.
At that time, there were no lights along the LA River.
Oh.
Wow.
As many of you who've come here in the evening know, there are not too many lights anyway throughout the neighborhood. And so it was a real adventure. One of the first tasks that we took on was how to light the river, because we quickly decided that the most interesting way to move people through the neighborhood was along the river path. And so,
Now, where did you have people enter from?
well, anyway,
Oh, okay.
it was just kind of a porous thing. And at that time, there was a lot of parking available because when the businesses would close down, you know, they left all of the streets around them pretty vacant. And so we weren't worried at the time about parking.
Now it's a
Yes. Now that's a big issue.
commuter-friendly event where people are encouraged to take
Yes, and
mass transit
right, and yeah, come visit us anyway except using your car
and bicycle.
and bicycle, right. But we hired Green Meme at the time to come up with a lighting solution for the river, and they inflated a bunch of green balloons and put LED lights in them and strung them
Wow,
along
that must have been so beautiful.
the path, and it was very beautiful. And we got terrific feedback that people actually loved seeing the river. Many of them had never been to the LA River before, had no idea that there was a path along here, and it was
Wow.
a real act of discovery. And
Wow.
they discovered the art, they discovered the craftspeople, and they discovered the LA River.
So then, did you form like a committee or a board? How long did it take to become like an organization?
It took 2 years. We ran it almost entirely out of my office before then, and it was very easy at the time. The organization really consisted of calling our neighbors and saying, you're going to open your doors, what are you going to do? Great. We put together a website and a map, and that was it. And 2 years into it, in 2008, we decided that it would be a good idea to form a nonprofit to organize.
A 501c.
501c3.
3. Mm-hmm.
And we incorporated as the Elysian Valley Arts Collective, thinking at the time that we could then do more than just an art walk. And if we limited ourselves to the Frogtown Art Walk organization.
Oh, what's
Still
going on?
illusion?
My mic is on.
Oh, the mic is on. You just have to lean into it a little more.
Oh, okay. We didn't want to limit ourselves to just the Frogtown Art Walk. And so by calling ourselves the Elysian Valley Arts Collective, we thought we could do more.
And you did so much more. And now you have pottery classes, poetry classes, Illuminate the Night, which is so, so beautiful, where people come and they basically they art the art. They become the art. They illuminate their strollers, their bicycles, and there's art installations, and so much more. That's why it's so important for you to donate, to keep these kind of events going for the community, to bring community and art together. So please donate. www.frogtownarts.com/donate. Become a member. It's so easy. You know, I've been a member for like 4 or 5 years now, and I can't tell you the immense growth I've experienced as an artist. Thank you so much, Tracy, for, having the foresight and also the courage to do something like that, right?
Tracy, I have a question.
Oh,
Sure.
Dr. J has
You have
a
a
question.
background in architecture, and my dad wanted me to go into architectural engineering, but the math was too much for me. But back then they said an architect is just an artist with a job.
Nice, I like that.
So what do you think about that?
So what are you saying? I'm unemployed?
I think we like to think of ourselves as that, except that I would say the biggest difference between an architect and an artist is that we have to practice our craft or our art in the service of someone else's goals. And an artist just gets to express themselves.
You gotta make money. And is it true? I mean, I know some people in school said studying architecture actually made them a better artist. Do you know some fundamentals? Is that true?
What a lovely thing. I can imagine so. You do learn a lot of techniques in architecture school, but I think one of the things you learn probably the most, what am I trying to say? Maybe the thing that would be the most helpful as an artist is to think critically and analytically. That may or may not help in your art, but that's a very useful skill that I think a lot of people come away from school with.
Okay.
And can I just say really quick, though, that I'm so happy to hear that, Patricia, about your experience as an artist, because I didn't mention that, of course, the organization was founded specifically to support our artists and the arts in this community, and to bring art to the community, and also to help the artists already working here to survive and flourish. So that makes my heart very happy to hear that you've had a good experience.
I've had a beautiful
It means we're doing our
experience.
job.
That's right. And I think more people could be exposed to art, and the community can only grow. I mean, it went from an event that was attended by 50 to 100 people. We get 4,000 people coming through here in our art walks and our first Friday. So please donate. www.frogtownarts.com/donate. $5, $10, like Dr. J said. It's not going to break the bank, but collectively can create a community of art that is desperately needed in neighborhoods like these.
Yeah. When we first opened the art walk, one of the things I enjoyed the most about it was to see the neighbors poke their heads into these buildings, which had been closed off to them and somewhat mysterious, and get a chance to come in and interact with the artists that had been working in their midst, but with which they'd had no interaction before. And I know my partner Alan is sitting here, and he has a very fond memory of two little girls who came by the office one day in about 2008, 2009, and they were very eager. They poked their head in and they said, "Are you going to do another art walk?" And I thought, this is wonderful. That's terrific that they were being inspired and excited by this event.
Tracy, how do you think social media is galleries and the art walk? I mean, is it helping artists more, or would you prefer us to go back to the old way of doing it, just coming out to art gallery, or is it a chance for art to be more exposed to social media?
I think there are pros and cons, and it's interesting to watch how things have changed over the years. At the beginning, in order to get the word out, there was one or two outlets. We would try to get a story in the LA Times and something in the LA Weekly, and we were done. That's all we had to do for our outreach. Then social media came along, and all of a sudden there were all of these new platforms, and we had to figure out how to master them. And then there became so many of them that it was almost impossible to get the word out to everyone. But on the plus side, it has allowed more people to find us, I think. And it certainly provides a much wider audience for the artists, which I think is very beneficial. So all in all, we welcome it. But it has its challenges.
I'm just getting into art myself, and I'm enjoying it. It's a nice thing to do, something different instead of going to the movies or a concert. I put a show with some wine and some cheeses and some, quiet people whispering about, oh, what do you think about that?
Yeah. Yes.
And it's open to everybody, right? You don't have to be educated on art. You just come look.
That's actually great. What do you think about that? Because I think that's one of the wonderful things about art is that it gets us to see the world in a different way.
Yeah.
It opens up our mind, our perceptions, our thoughts. And I think it's a very valuable aspect of our lives.
Yeah, let's get back to it. Let's donate more money and make sure the arts
can
come
about.
come
Opening
about.
your wallet for Giving Tuesday, the biggest global giving day of the year. That's what we're asking you to do. Just please donate, support the arts. The arts funding has been cut in this administration, and if it wasn't for the arts, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. Art was such an instrumental part of my life, of my upbringing. I started drawing in grade school, and I never stopped. It's been a way to express it's been an outlet for me. It's a way to grow my spirit, grow my heart, and to connect. So please, please, if you can, open your heart, open your wallets, www.frogtownarts.com/donate. $5, $10, $20, $200. We won't deny your
$1
money.
million.
Give us the money. Bring it. Give us a little.
Let's go big. $1 million. Go big or go home.
Why think small, right?
Yeah, you're right. And I have to say that I know sometimes in the blizzard of requests and of causes, easy to overlook art and to think that it's maybe not as critical or as important as other causes. Certainly, I would agree there are many, many worthy causes out there that need your support. But among them, I think, let's not forget the value of art, which has been shown to improve student performance in so many classes that would seem to be unrelated. Mathematics and science all benefit from art training. And again, as I said, I think it helps us open our eyes to see the world in a new way, bring new perspectives. It's all incredibly valuable, and it's a wonderful thing for kids to be doing. It offers an alternate to some of that social media we were talking about, the ability to sit down and make something with your hands.
And to focus not just on a computer or a game or your phone, and to connect to yourself, because a lot of these social media or like streaming games, they disconnect you from your feelings, from who you are.
Yeah.
And art actually asks you to reflect.
Yes.
Now that we're talking about art, I'm starting to reminisce now. I mean, I grew up.
You
in
want to
the
draw
com-
something, Dr. J?
I'm inspired, dude. When I was in the 9th grade, now I remember I grew up in Compton, and my art teacher name was Mr. Leon, and he taught us calligraphy.
Oh.
And I remember because I'm left-handed, I was always smearing up the page, and he said, "No, you got to go right to left." And I still can do that to this day. I haven't done it, but he said that's one of the things you'll learn how to do. You'll never forget this. And I had a neighbor recently. I was walking down the street, got into a conversation. I used to do calligraphy, and she gave me a calligraphy set, which I haven't opened yet, but I'm open to teach my son that. Now I'm inspired to go back to calligraphy because I can still do it.
You can still do it.
And that's
Yeah.
art.
Yeah. It
That is
absolutely
art.
is.
So your birthday present is covered, Patricia, right? I'm gonna do art and calligraphy.
I love it. It's another form of art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like proficient at, which I would love to try, because I think handwriting is so important. We don't even teach, penmanship in school anymore. It's a lost art. So
Yeah, you can type calligraphy now on a computer now. You don't need to do it. But yeah, it's something I'm inspired to go home and teach my. So there you go, art right now.
There you go.
We have to wrap it up right now because Brittany over there is like, wrap it up.
So again, please donate www.frogtownarts.com/donate.
Thank you, Joy.
Are we
Tracy.
introducing Oliver?
I think we are going.
Hello, my name is Oliver Nolan. I'm a neon artist living here in Frogtown. I've been here since almost 75, I think, because when I used to teach, students used to talk to me about the frogs coming up out of Frogtown, out of the LA River. And I finally got over here. It's a beautiful place, but let's talk about my work. I'm a neon artist. I'm a sculptor, 3D with neon. And this piece here, if you look at it, I'm gonna leave it blank for you, but you can see it and you'll realize that it's about lightning. And it's a beautiful thing. I think lightning is fantastic. And then this piece is called Still in Candy, and it reminds me of candy because of the surface and the lights. And then this is a lollipop at the top. Come on with me, we'll go into my studio. This is my studio. It's small, but it's adequate for me. I can do pieces of 8 feet down to what you see behind me. It makes it easier so I can wake up in the middle of the night with an idea and come in here and start working. It's the beauty of the studio. I've been working on a lot of different pieces over time. I have this piece here, and I call that the LA River. And you can see all the things about the river that I've noticed in the last 15, 20 years. It's a beautiful place, certain parts of the year, and other times it's not. You can see the ducks, and I catch fish in it, but it inspired me to work on this piece and create it. The other pieces behind me are pieces about going down to Sea Cortez with some friends down in New Mexico, which I had never been, and it was exciting. A piece here is dealing with working with my son, which is a graphic artist, and myself worked together on this idea. And then this one up here just came out of seeing things in history that I learned about in school, in graduate school. So you can see that my pieces are diverse. I talk about a lot of different things in them. I have pieces I dealt with Vietnam when I was in the service. So it's an experience of my life, what I see in front of me, what's out in the world in front of me, and then try to create that feeling again. I want to talk to you about how I got into neon art and with the sculpture. I'm a sculpture major background. I have a master's degree in sculpture from Otis Art Institute. And I was thinking about light at that time, how light affects what we see and how we see it. And then, so I was trying to deal with incandescent light, and it's one of those things where it's really tricky on the wiring. And then I ran into neon. It's very simple, very easy, low-key wiring system. It's easy to hide everything you want. I want the pieces. I don't want you to see any part of the neon. I just want you to see the neon tube as I see it in my head. And so when I design these pieces, I go at the shape first, and then to the painting of the surface, and then come in the lights. Now, I've already seen these lights, these neon tubes in the piece before I have them made, but it's a progression where it starts out 1, 2, 3, and in the end, there's still always a little way to tweak it, to make it a little better, to see it a little bit, take a little time, and visualize it a little more, to see what I'm seeing, not for what you're seeing. Hopefully you see what I see. And each one piece tells a story of its own. It's just not something laying up there with a lot of lights on and a lot of color. There's a story behind it. You look at the shapes and the images I project on the surface, and then the neon tubes and how the light plays against the use of the piece and the shape of the piece. And there is Oliver Nolan's sculptures, neon art. Freedom. I have total freedom. It's different from everybody else. I'm not trying to be in a school like whatever. I want to be Oliver Nolan, the sculptor that deals with neon. There's a lot of people out there who deal with neon, but very few of them use the neon the way I do in the shapes I do. And it gives me total freedom to do whatever I think. And then I can present it to you, and you can like or dislike. But it's when you like it and you see what I'm seeing is the spark that really turns me on. I had a young man come up here about 9 years old, about 2 weeks past, and he looked at the piece of lightning outside. And I said, "You know what that is?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, what is it?" He says, "It's lightning." And I had to give him a high five because he saw it. He saw the movement, he saw it, and he understood it. And that's the beauty of being an artist, creating out of your madness, out of your head, and then somebody else can enjoy and see what you're seeing. Flashback. It's difficult to give advice on the neon because there's very few people that can teach you. You can get a class at the Neon Art Museum here in Los Angeles, but really understanding how to deal with the neon tube is difficult. And what you can do with it. I come up with ideas and I go to my man and he tells me, yes, I can do it, or no, I can't, but 95% of the time he says, let's do it. And I'm happy. It's difficult because the glass will warp real fast and drip and all that. So you have to be on your toes to handle it. A lot of the shapes I'm asking for instance, like this one, are really difficult. And he has to see what I'm seeing at the same time I'm seeing it and understand what I'm looking for to create this for me. And then every time it comes out perfect. It's exactly what I'm looking for. So I finally found somebody that I can give him my input and he can give me back his, and we mesh together on our thinking and working. Before I had problems, I could do simple shapes, but you can see the intricate shapes here, up there. This one, this red one here is a massive intricate shape, you know. And over here are blowing bubbles in the tube. I mean, these are things that you get from somebody that's been doing this type of work for years. And the guy I have is fantastic because I can go in and see history just in his shop. Stacks and stack of old neon tubes that he's collected from old signs or old things that people have done. And I've even asked him about some of the glass, and he's willing to sell me some of that glass. The newer glass is different from the old glass. It's like everything else. They always try to make it a little cheaper. But what do? You have to work within the boundaries that you set for yourself. It's fun. And it's never, ever the same. Working with the surface, creating the shapes, asking for the neon tubes to come out, and they're not hot, they don't burn. And so long as you handle it with care, it lasts forever.
At the heart of Frogtown is Frogtown Arts.
I hope you all that beautiful film about Oliver Nolan. He is a Frogtown Arts board member, artist, educator, and longtime resident of Frogtown. Oliver has been making art since the 1970s, and neon appears throughout his pieces, as you can see. Each piece reflects parts of his life and interests. Oliver grew up undiagnosed with dyslexia. Amazing. A challenge that sharpened his visual perception and conversational skills. His natural ease with people allowed him to navigate between different social worlds, from the segregated South, where he moved as a teenager, to his service in the U.S. Navy during the Vietnam War. Nolan earned his master's degree from Otis Art Institute and went on to teach fine art at Los Angeles City College and Cathedral High School. He's on a famous Los Angeles mural. He appears 20 feet tall in Kent Twitchell's celebrated mural called 6 LA Artists, located on the exterior wall of the State Employment Development Office in Torrance, California. His exhibition, Lightning's Lung, was on view at the Museum of Neon Art in Glendale during the summer of 2023, and we are so honored to have him serve on our board.
What a wonderful spirit he has, too, how he can transform his love of color and his vision into a lot of his items that he uses are reclaimed cardboard, beer labels, wood, and to create art out of scraps and things that people have discarded, because that is art too, is to repurpose things, you know, creating something that out of something that has been thrown away. And it's such a treasure to have someone like that on the board, because they really bring so much background and thought into, you know, the experience that you guys provide for other artists as a community. So this is a good time to remind people that the reason this is a Giving Tuesday. at Frogtown Arts. We're live on all social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can scan that code that you see on your screen right now. Just open your phone camera and point it at the code, or you can go to www.frogtownarts.com/donate. $5, $10, $1,000, whatever you can give to create the kind of experiences that we're talking about, that we're seeing, and that form the kind of community that brings people together, because you don't have to paint, but you can appreciate art. And if you don't have
how people look. I mean, he doesn't look like an artsy guy, but he is.
He is.
And that's the wonderful thing about art. So Britt, we got a film coming up we got to throw too.
Yeah, so among the many other things that Frogtown Arts does, we have a history of producing films about our neighborhood and about our artists. And I am very happy to introduce a film about artist Milton MAJA Jurado. And speaking of diversity, this is an artist with incredible skills and talents in so many different arenas. And we were very happy to engage Cindy, make a story about Maja's art and his life. And it's a phenomenal story all the way around. So we're very happy to present this film to you, which has never been seen outside of the festival circuit before. Enjoy.
Drum roll.
You know, I always was doing things related to art. That's what I wanted to do out of my life, was create beautiful things, decorative things.
Maja is originally from Quito, Ecuador. He described it as a very conservative place, a very Catholic place, and for a young gay boy, and growing up there, he felt perpetually chased after, as well as the whole set of like physical and emotional abuse that he had to undergo.
My parents told me, you got to move, because they noticed that I was different. And in Ecuador, in those days, there were no room for me. And I started to be attacked by people because the way I dressed. I had long hair and I wore bell-bottom pants. They tried to change me. They tried to cut my hair, but I didn't want to. And then they said, you have to leave the country. You cannot live here, because they were ashamed of me. I wanted to leave too, you know. I wanted to see Los Angeles. So I arrived here, 1972. First job I got was through my sister-in-law, Mayra. She was working on the offices of Santa Marta Hospital, and I started washing dishes. Then I met this very skinny sister that we used to call her Sister Spaghetti, Sister Catherine.
And she told Milton about this woman, Sister Karen.
That she was starting a program to help Latin American artists in Los Angeles.
He goes to Sister Karen's house. And so he arrives there, and there he meets Carlos Bueno y Antonio Ibanez. And Carlos and Antonio had also recently arrived to Los Angeles from Mexico City. And he meets them there, and he finds, you know, creative hippie types who are interested in making art, in learning about art, in interacting with community. The institution as a whole was not interested in supporting Chicano artists, and so part of the impetus, right, was to create the infrastructure for themselves.
I was part of the crew that helped move things, clean up things, because it was in a really bad condition. Right after everything was ready, Carlos Bueno's idea to make Dia de los Muertos.
Self-help is the birthplace of Dia de los Muertos on this side of the border. So the Chicano version of it that's celebrated in Los Angeles, that starts at self-help. And Milton is part of that initial crew.
Well, we didn't have any permits to go out in the streets or anything, so Sister Karen found this space behind a liquor store, so that's where we went.
I don't know how many people would just sort of just say, yeah, of course, I absolutely want to do that. You know? And now you can go to Day of the Dead at the Hollywood Cemetery and it's like the most glamorous thing that's sponsored by Absolute Vodka and all that stuff. But it started off with folks like Milton dressing as La Catrina, essentially in drag, right? Because he was dressed as a woman skeleton.
That was the first celebration of Dia de los Muertos that was a success. At the first time, people loved it. After that, it became everybody's favorite. It was already mine from Ecuador. Dia de los Muertos to me was the most beautiful holiday because I got to do arts and crafts. When I was in Ecuador, we celebrated Dia de los Muertos making pan, bread art.
From the beginning, Milton was making those bread dough sculptures, and bread dough sculpture resonated, I imagine, very much with Sister Karen, because Sister Karen was trained at Immaculate Heart College. They loved to make bread dough sculpture. So that tradition is an interesting one at Self-Help because it comes, one, partially through Sister Karen, and then also partially through Ecuador, through Milton.
Self-Help Graphics was wonderful because it was a lot of artists. There was no community for artists that time. None whatsoever. Self-Help Graphics was the only place for Latinos.
Milton's story is particular to the ongoing work we have to do around diversifying the range of voices and perspectives that we think of and that we hear when we're talking about Latino art or Latinx art in general, right? Because it's not just Mexico. There's all of Central America, Caribbean as well, and all of South America. And we seldomly hear from those artists from those places. Milton's not Mexican. He's not Chicano. And he arrives in a situation where he then has to negotiate these very, very strong cultural currents.
Chicano artist, I love it. I love the art, but I was not Chicano. So I felt really weird when I was around because I felt minimized around this art.
He said to me once that, when I got to LA, I really felt like I had to become Mexican because those were the currents and I had to work in a market and I had to, make work that people were going to want, and so I had to somewhat compromise.
So what he knew was totally different from what everybody else knew. He knew about the jungle, he knew about the Indians, he knew about the way of life. They didn't have that here.
Through my life, it was very hard for me because I wanted to be an artist. I'm not the type of person that can do a job 9 to 5. And I was married, kids. I had to do some of the stuff and I had to do anything for money, and it was very difficult for me.
In a world where you are not visible, not present, and constantly having to negotiate what you allow yourself to tell people and what you have to keep hidden, that art repeatedly offered him a space to feel centered and to feel whole.
There was a lot of local artists showing in the galleries, and here, the galleries, of course, there was white. There was no Latino art in none of the galleries that I ever visit. I started making my own furniture to sell because the first furniture I made it for my house. And I started taking it to the shops around Los Angeles and showing them what I do. And they thought, oh, it looks very nice, but it looks too artistic, so maybe you should sell it in an art gallery. And I went to the art galleries and they said, oh, it looks too functional, maybe you should sell it in a furniture store. And I was going back and forth. And everybody was telling me the same thing. So finally I opened my factory and designing all kinds of furniture, making from wrought iron to upholstered furniture to bamboo furniture and hand-painted furniture. And I became a really successful manufacturer. I opened the first functional art store in Echo Park.
When I saw MAJA's work, the first time it's like, oh my God, this is Echo Park folk art. And MAJA doesn't just make furniture or paint wonderful paintings. He can make a side table, he can make armoires, he can make secretaries' desks, he can make a bed, he can make railings. He's our go-to guy when we want to have something made.
Milton was continuing to master his craft, making furniture. And he would paint that furniture. And he would paint it with, like flowers that he had seen on in Mexican paintings, as well as vegetation from Quito that he remembered from the jungle, and that he would put on there. And so he became an excellent painter at rendering flowers and rendering vegetation and rendering things that we typically relegate to kind of decorative elements. But those decorative elements were always important because Carlos Bueno, Antonio Ibanez, in their murals and in their printmaking, they had flowers. They were very invested in the fact that these things were beautiful and that they should be represented and that they were part of a Mexican tradition.
In the 80s and 90s, when I was selling Latin American art, it was very popular and I was selling a lot. So in order to survive, I have to become better.
The idea that he has maintained this undocumented perspective that he keeps in his work, I think you see that in the work. They are very kind of hyper-realist, but also fantastical images of LA. He described it to me as wanting to insist on always having this feeling of like arriving from a small city and coming into a big city.
I am Latin American and I like the way I'm doing because it's not exactly coming from the Chicano movement, but it's coming from learning and living in Los Angeles. I think of myself as a cultural artist because I'm starting to project culture in all my art.
What I see with MAJA, I don't see that he's really tried to change. If you see a piece of his work today versus one from 30, you recognize, there's differences, but you recognize it as his work.
Latino art in general is right now in a moment, like I say, of decolonizing, trying to figure out how to have more equitable language, how to be more inclusive, and how to also recognize that those things which have been categorized as not modern are very valuable, right? Because also what happens when you go to Mexico, you go to Central America, everything that's modern is good, right? That's the line. Modern materials like concrete and steel and stuff, those are like in Peru, for example, they're called materia noble, noble material, right? But the adobe, the clay work that's indigenous to those places, that's not called noble materials. Those are the not noble materials because they're not modern. And so those artists who are working in traditions that have not been considered, that have not been allowed inside of the discourse of modern art, which were not part of those traditions, those have been then excluded. And so then those artists working in those traditions, those are valuable practices for returning, for preserving, for readapting. And I think that Milton has remained very committed to that.
I don't think real artists do it for the fame or the money, although it doesn't hurt if that comes, but you do it because you can't not do it.
For me, it was very important to be around, art, because that was the basics of, to be who I am now. I learned it there. I learned to appreciate my indigenous people, my Latin American culture. and that's who I am now. I am an Latin American artist. 50 years of living in the United States, and I feel more Latino than than ever.
And we are back. What a beautiful film. What a brave filmmaker, Cindy, Mimi Phan. We are joined by MAJA, the artist himself. Is that how you like to be referred to?
You can call me Maja.
Yeah? Yeah, speak into the mic so that we can share your beautiful, wonderful story with us. You come from Ecuador, where you were already painting.
Oh yes, I started when I was very young.
What inspired you to paint?
Well, I live in a city that was full of art, colonial art.
Oh, okay.
It's a very colonial city, Quito, where I was born. And the churches was something that was full of art and inspired me. I remember the first time I saw art, I was very young. I went with my mother. She wanted to pray every day. And they had, in La Compañía de Jesús, a church in the middle of Quito, they had a painting of hell and heaven and purgatory. And they have the most horrible views that I was so scared. And a few years later, I realized images can make you feel, can make me feel so scared, then that's what I want to do. I want to give information through drawing and painting, and I started painting, inspired on that painting I saw. And I still do religious art because I was born in it.
And what is your medium? Because I saw some of your murals, and then I saw some of the very fine, delicate work that you did with the little small brushes. Is that oil?
That's metal art, and also I paint.
In acrylic or oil? In oil.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a mix of Bretto and oil.
What's Bretto?
Oil paint. Bretto is in the film you can see real bread mixed with glue, and then I put color, and you can make all this stuff. It's very simple. This is a traditional form of art originally from Ecuador, and they did that with edible bread to celebrate Dia de los Muertos.
Oh, so that's
what
the bread
I brought
art.
in America, the tradition of Dia de los Muertos that became really popular. So, and I'm still doing bread dough.
Yes, I haven't seen it in person, but I know that you do these beautiful bread art festivals. And also when you came here, you were part of the Chicano art movement, even though you're not Mexican, but you were exposed to an art community so that you were able to also expand your art, and you helped introduce the first Dia de los Muertos back in 1974, which is such a great thing, also part of being religious, celebrating, our ancestors that have passed. Dr. J, I see you very curious over there. What are you thinking?
Well, Maha. Well, I'm always amazed at artists that so you didn't go to art school, no formal training like that. You just picked up the oils and started doing your thing.
No, when I was young and I was living in Ecuador, I went for a couple of years to La Escuela de Bellas Artes de Quito, and I took years of sculpture, natural drawing, and pretty much in 2 years I learned how to draw and the basics of sculpture, which I never did a big sculpture after because we were working with big pieces of sculptures, and I just went small because the space is very valuable here.
Oh, okay, because Leonardo Da Vinci was a sculptor originally, right? Yeah. So then you expanded that to just doing. So what made you just branch off to your own thing? How did you decide this is what you want to do with your life?
As I said, when I saw that painting when I was a child, and it scared me so much, and I realized that the power of images. So that's what I wanted to do right away. And I never changed my mind, even though my parents wanted me to be a doctor.
Parents always discourage.
So I did what I wanted in my life.
Oh, so you want to heal people with art. No regrets.
No regrets.
That's right. That's the way to live.
And as an artist, it's very hard to make a list, but you found another artistic outlet, which was making furniture, and you were very successful in that.
It was. The problem with furniture is that it's trendy.
It is. It can be very
trendy.
trendy.
Of furniture change so fast that whatever you design right now is gonna go out. Nobody wants to buy it. Maybe in 20 years, it's gonna come back. So I learned about the trends, but my furniture, I have a lot of pieces done all over the place because I sold them all over, and eventually, furniture is not trendy at all because I been in houses where my furniture is there and it looks totally contemporary now.
Yes, to me it has a classic feel to it.
Yeah,
you
very
know
classic.
that transcends trend. You know, but what are you working on right now? Are you working on any pieces right now?
I am doing Bretto a lot.
Okay.
And I'm continuing to paint cityscapes of Los Angeles.
Which those are the ones that are very, very stunning with
the
use of light
and I have
movement.
Here in Frogtown at the brewery, all my work is displayed in there at the moment. So
at the front.
It will be there, but everybody has a chance to see it. It's a very nice display of a lot of my work. And then I have San Antonio Winery tomorrow, where I'm going to be selling Bretto art. And then I have Plaza de la Raza, which is going to be the next weekend. And I've been selling in Plaza de la Raza for the last 10 years, and it's one of the best venues that I have.
And what are you selling there?
Paintings and Bretto.
Paintings and Bretto. And how has the Frogtown Arts Collective helped you or inspired you or supported you?
Well, Frogtown changed completely the way my career was going because I was at a point in my life where I know how to expose my art. And I'm not very good with computers or the media, so it happened to meet Tracy Stone, and she changed my life. I started doing a lot of the art walk, Frogtown art walk. Finally, people started seeing my work, buying, and the input the people put it in my work is what wanted to keep me going, because there was a point where I said I have to do something else for surviving. Yeah. So Frogtown, it was what it changed my career. That's what it helped.
Well, it gave you a career as an artist, I'm assuming, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's why it's so important to donate, because artists like MAJA and myself who have a craft, who have an art, who have a passion, but don't have an outlet. That's exactly what this community does. It gives artists an outlet. It gives them a place to showcase their work. It connects community with art. So please consider donating today on Giving Tuesday at www.frogtownarts.com/donate, whatever you can do. This is a live event. We're streaming on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I hope you're enjoying our content. I hope you're enjoying our artists, getting to the core of what makes them paint. Yes.
And it's 501c3 profit. It's tax deductible. I always get those numbers confused. Now we're going to go to, on the line, we got Mimi Phan, the filmmaker that Milton MAJA hooked up with. So Mimi, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, can hear you loud and clear. That was a beauty. You were the filmmaker there. So how'd you hook up with MAJA?
Well, as many wonderful artist connections go, it was through the Frogtown Arts Collective, who I'd worked with before and who also kind of like MAJA, like always brings a kind of like gentle push to us artists. And so they reached out to me about making this documentary, and I felt really, really lucky to meet someone as interesting and with so much history as MAJA. So it was quite a joy to get to know him, know about his life in LA. He has endless stories that I could just go into that I find so interesting, and so many more that I'm sure he's hiding behind there.
Now, Mimi, are you a filmmaker? Is that your craft, or is this the first time that you've tried documentary filmmaking, or do you have another art in outlet?
I do. I do really enjoy documentaries. I think anything with a story is what I'm drawn to, and so I have done a few documentaries for Frogtown, and also a few elsewhere as well. I also have done like an installation piece at Frogtown Art Walk a few years ago, and I also do some like painting and collages. So a little bit of everything is what I'm interested in.
That's wonderful. And all of this is made possible with the grants that the Frogtown Arts receives from the Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs. They are matching funds, which means we have to raise dollar for dollar, but it allows filmmakers to tell their stories, and Frogtown Arts likes to promote stories that are about the area, about Frogtown, about the community, and documenting the neighborhoods and the residents and the business owners who live here. So I think you did a really beautiful job of capturing the essence of what MAJA's art is all about. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Mimi, did you do everything yourself? Did you do the camera work? Did you edit? Did you write it, direct it? You're a one-woman crew there?
No, absolutely not.
Filmmakers have to.
No, I was able to achieve this beautiful film through like the hard work of my team. I had like an amazing team of like a cinematographer, a wonderful editor, camera assistants, like grip and lighting, sound. Like everyone was very pivotal into like making it happen, and I couldn't have done it without them.
Now, soup to nuts, how long did it take you to get the whole thing together?
From like the first day of shooting to the editing, it was maybe two to 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Back in my day, it took 2 years to do a documentary.
How old are you, Dr. J?
Don't ask me my age.
No, yeah, I was really lucky. Like my editor was really fantastic. So I would spend like a good, maybe depending on how much footage we shot, maybe like 2 weeks or something, putting the script together from what we got. And then my editor was as excited as I was to work on it. So we really pounded it out because we were just
Mimi
so
froze.
excited to
There
get
she
it
go.
done. Am I still there?
What'd you pay your crew in? Did you pay? We're still here. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
I paid
You
my
still there?
crew. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What'd you pay your crew in? I mean, yeah.
In love and affection. I'm really lucky because, I've been in the film industry for 10 years. So a lot of the people who worked on the film are people who have kind of seen me grow up in the industry. And they are so sweet and supportive. So they just wanted to be a part of something I was making. And so I was really lucky to be able to share that with them.
So, did you study art? Is this something that you went to school for?
Yeah,
Filmmaking.
Yeah, I went to UCLA for film. I got my undergrad degree there. So yeah, and it was actually really kind of like happenstance. I didn't even know this was like an option. I had always wanted to do art. I did like a little bit of art when I was in high school, but I kind of just went to UCLA because, it's a new place and I just fell into the film. My first job was at the film school and they encouraged me to apply and I kind of just landed there. And even meeting Frogtown Arts was also kind of, I think, destiny aligning as well as very funny circumstances. And yeah, I've been very fortunate that I think the pathway has always taken me to art.
Maha. So no one's ever come up to me and say, let me make a documentary about your life, Dr. J. How'd you feel when she came up to you? Did she approach you or did you track her down? How'd that come about?
Well, through Micheline, approached me and told me the idea that they have to make a film. So I was very happy. I knew that was going to be a very important step in my career, and it definitely is been. And it's been a show, the film, for a lot of people. And I found people that told me in the street, I seen your film.
Oh.
So
wow.
I was like,
wow.
You're famous.
Yeah.
So Mimi, can we expect the actual feature film one day of Maha's life? The 2-hour hardcore movie there with somebody playing him?
I 100% believe that there is enough content in his life to make something larger and more encompassing of all of the amazing things he's experienced and done.
Okay, we'll get on that. 6 months. You got 6 months to do that.
Oh.
Again, this is Giving Tuesday, so if you can, please donate. Go to the website, become an artist member. www.frogtownarts.com/donate. It costs $50 to become a member for a lifetime worth of connections, community support. I think that these stories speak for themselves. Art is a mirror of the life of things that we're going through. It's a snapshot of just the community that is happening all around us, and it's so vital and important to support the arts right now. We can't, society needs collectives like Frogtown Arts, so please donate and support if you can.
Tax deductible. And,
Tax deductible.
Come out and see an art show. Get on the website and let them know when there's a viewing, and come see some art. Wine and cheese, right? That's the whole art food, isn't it?
Oh yes. And there's so many opportunities to create art and create community with the classes that they offer, with the First Fridays. It's open to families. It's dog friendly. The river community is so beautiful. So many people haven't really experienced the river. And so come, donate. Go on the website, even if you just want to come to one of the events, the First Friday events, the Illuminate the Night. There's going to be another art walk coming in September 26th. You could be a part of it. Join the collective.
Maha, do you teach? Do you teach any classes?
Yeah, I've been teaching different classes, bread dough. And it's people really like it. And
Really?
just right now, a school approached me, and they wanted me to to teach in the school to the kids. So I have a meeting with the principal art teachers to see what I can do for the kids.
That's great.
And I'm very happy to do that because, you know, kids have to learn about these traditional forms of art from Latin America, which is this country made out of all these people, all these cultures that we have in this country. It has to be taught and passed.
Well, Maja and Mimi, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you hearing your story. Oh,
Thanks so much. Oh, yes. Let's talk about this. I can't
Hand
see
it to
it.
me. I'll do the heavy lifting here. That's all I'm good for here. But so you can see this. I'm holding this up right now. Maja, can you explain this right quick?
Okay.
This beautiful
This is,
piece.
It has a glass, so there's a lot of glare. You can barely see.
Turn the light off that way.
And I think the glare comes from the window.
Oh,
But yeah, you can see the better. And this is a bread dough piece, and is the Jaguar Dancer is a piece that was painted in the Mayan culture on a cup. So I copied that to make it in 3D and in bread dough. So it came out really beautiful, and you cannot appreciate it very well because we have a glass on top. It's in a case, so. These and a lot more pieces will
Let
be
me
shown.
see,
Yeah,
Dr. J.
better.
Oops, you
Not my
lost your
micro.
mic. Can you turn it this way?
I can't turn it this way. All right. There you go.
Oh, wow. That is really gorgeous.
Now, is bread dough anything like, is it like Play-Doh or is it a,
Well,
It kind of does look like
It's
Play-Doh.
almost like Play-Doh, but it gets hard.
Uh-huh.
So you can display it.
This look out. I think I can be good at this.
What paints do you use on the bread dough?
Well, I do Native American stuff because I think it's so important to promote Native America in these times. And, people need to know what the history of this continent. And I do these beautiful pieces to catch people, and immediately they go and learn from what Native American really is. And so I want people to become more interested about Native America, and that's basically why I create these pieces.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Mimi, you got any last words?
I think that, my last word is Mimi.
Yeah.
I said Mimi,
just-
Patricia.
I know. I always think you're talking to me.
No, just that, like, Frogtown Arts is an incredible community, and I know I'm grateful, and Maja was a pleasure to work with, and I love his work.
I'm looking for the next collaboration.
Thank
You're
you
both
so much.
beautiful
Thank
artists.
you for your courage and your art.
Yeah, good
Thank
luck.
you.
Good luck to both of you.
And donate if you can. www.frogtownarts.com/donate. We have much more to talk about and many more things to cover.
Ceramics to me is like completely fascinating because it's prehistoric, right? But it goes into outer space because it can endure that kind of temperature. Nothing else does this. Now, also, that's how we learn about other cultures and civilizations. It's forever, right? And it's a finite material too. It's precious.
We are able to provide programming for our underserved community via grants that we receive. And in this case, this grant came from the California Arts Council, and it was supporting a program called the Start to Finish, A Creative Journey for Young Artists program. And it included not only the ceramics program that we just finished, but poetry for teens and youth up to 24 years old. It also included free art classes covering the basics of different art mediums.
We're a ceramic studio, creative space, and educational space based here in Frogtown. The intention is really to share ceramics, arts education to support mental wellness and creative expression, especially because arts programming has been cut so much from public education. So we were extremely grateful to collaborate and receive support from the grant that funded this series, and to meet and connect with a lot of local youth and families that live in the neighborhood.
Maybe later we're like, well, maybe
Maybe we want to invite Dr. J to the second annual live.
You are, and you try to find places for people, and you have to assess that very quickly. You know, on the we find places for people. I have to have help with volunteers because it's a job in itself, and so we have one of our board members sitting right here that you're gonna meet very soon. Her name is Britt, and she has handled some volunteer work for us in the recent past, and thank God for it.
Well,
so
She got me coffee. I thought she was okay. But I should treat you.
Speaking of board
members, and
Lord.
she's also an artist. So yeah, it is a little side job. It could be a little part-time job in itself, and I'm always so thankful when I get anyone to help me.
That's
wrangle volunteers.
how I met Micheline. I volunteered for a block party to set up art table, and then I was like, well, whenever you need help, just call me. And so I've been volunteering because as a part of the arts collective community, I believe as well that you can't just show up to display your work. You have to be a part of the community as well.
Right. Yeah. Again, these guys are volunteering today, and we feed people. We give them food in exchange for their help. So we're going to eat a little bit later, but that's one of the ways, and free T-shirts, and so again, thank you guys for being here.
Anybody who donates $50 gets a free Frogtown Arts T-shirt, right? 100%.
It's actually $40. It's even more of a deal. So today, during Giving Tuesday, anyone that gives a $40 or more donation will get one of our fabulous Frogtown Art Walk T-shirts. It's a limited edition, and it's a black T-shirt, unisex T-shirt, 100% cotton, and it's original artwork by a local artist named Patricia Krebs. So,
What you said, Patricia Rae? Oh, no, Patricia Rae.
No.
Okay.
Maybe next time.
It's the new logo, right?
No, it's actually an original drawing that she did just for the art walk.
For the T-shirt.
So when they're gone, but we are offering them now for a $40 or more donation. And then, yes, we'll have to create new T-shirts, and we'll have our new branding on those, which is very exciting.
And that new branding came along when you rebranded the Elysian Valley Arts Collective, and now it's Frogtown Arts, which is a lot easier to remember. I love the new logo, which was designed by a board member as well.
Yeah, actually, again, we're gonna talk about Brit, but Brit, I'm sorry. My bad. Our board member, Kat Chavez, and our vice president, Nina Briggs. I think you just did the final tweak, as I remember. But
Brit's copies. She made the copies.
No, she contributed, but I'm just saying, yeah, it was created in-house. We have a lot of artists and architects on our board. And after I had looked around to see what it costs to have someone create a custom logo, yeah, we don't have that kind of money. So I said, we have in-house talent, though. We've got really talented people that are working with us. So let's see what we can do. And so we kind of got together as a group and hashed out some ideas, and then they took it away.
Do we have the logo? Can we show it somewhere? I know it's over there on the wall, but it's a really members. Oh, we're back. I'm back. And I lost. So, board president Tracy Stone, which we interviewed earlier, vice president Nina Briggs, who helped with the design, secretary is Shazandra Kern, and the board members are Kat Chavez, David Dedlow, Oliver Nolan, Patricia Perez, Britt Rodimer, Damian Robledo, and Rajan Shandil, who is running this whole operation from somewhere. We haven't seen him today, but he is doing all the live feed, intercutting between all of the different film. Oh yes, let's talk about
we
that.
went through you had to do a 3-day online. How did that affect the Frogtown Art? The art didn't stop, right?
No, we actually had a grant that year, and we were planning the 2020 event, and I was still a contractor, and we're in midstream of trying to plan it. And I think March 10th or 13th, something around there, you know what happened.
Yeah.
And we canceled everything, but we still had this grant that we had to use it or lose it. So we decided to use it and do a virtual art walk, which we'd never done, and I'd never seen anything like that done before. So kind of just huddled up with myself and figured out
to raise your hand
brainstorm with myself to figure out how could we do this and make it kind of look like the art walk but be online. And it's a little bit like what we're doing today, but it was more involved. We actually had a film crew, and we filmed over 6 days. And we pre-recorded a lot of the materials, artist interviews and studio visits and performances. And then we hired a person to do a live stream. And it started on a Friday night. It was kind of like, ooh, party down Friday night. And then Saturday went into more educational material and all the studio visits. And then Sunday was a little bit of a recap of everything, and then ended with a live dance party with roller skaters and a playlist so that people could dance and hang out with the roller skaters in their homes. So it was really successful, and unbeknownst to us, SoCal Gas was watching. And
wow.
Yeah, and they contacted us and said, we watched what you did, and we've never seen such a pivot, and we've never seen anything like that, and we want to give you a $10,000 grant. You don't even have to apply for it. We're going to just give this to you, and that we could use it for the next art walk that was in person. It was like being punk. It just gives money. And so I had to do a little due diligence and figured out that it was legit, and we did get the grant. But I felt like we were richly rewarded for that work, not just monetarily, but within the community. And people were just raving about it and saying, wow, it was really like being at the art walk, because the way that the art walk is, you're running around, a 1.5 mile area here in Frogtown by the LA River, and you're what I call stumbling into different places, and you don't know what's going to be in that venue. Mm-hmm. So it could be taiko drummers, it could be an art show with a DJ, it could be somebody breathing fire and twirling things with sticks, and Hawaiian dancers. And so we tried to roll it out like that. And so to wrap up that, you can see a highlight reel on our YouTube channel. We took hours and hours and hours and distilled it down to 1 hour, which was really difficult. So it's just a highlight reel. And then there are different clips from that virtual art walk. We took the clips that we had done and put them up on YouTube. So you can see it's a little time capsule in a way. Everyone's wearing masks and social distancing, and we weren't allowed to have anybody there with us. So every time I watch it, it kind of takes me back. So it was sort of good times, bad times. You know what I mean?
Now, do you want to say anything about the art programs and the senior programs that you run throughout the year, and the poetry slams? And
Yeah. So, over the course of our history, we have offered free and low-cost art classes and workshops to youth, seniors, families, pretty much everyone. And that takes money. We usually get grants for that kind of stuff. Lately, the grants have been drying up a bit, and so that's why we're relying on you more than ever to help us support these programs. So we'll offer programs that are anywhere from drawing and painting to like MAJA's bread dough classes, fiber arts, photography, poetry, ceramics. We've had some really great over the last year. They were being a little bit neglected, and they let us know. So we try to put some stuff together for them. And I know just in a minute we're going to show a short video from our Start to Finish program, which is something that ran for about 2 years. And we were funded by the California Arts Council on this program. And we did a really great ceramics and poetry, not together, separate. 2 different programs. That would be cool.
Interesting.
But one was ceramics, one was poetry. We did it all the last couple of years. And each thing that we do usually culminates with an art.
We're here with the executive, Charlene.
Micheline Cherie.
Cherie. Oh, God. It's my ex-girlfriend who couldn't cook. You talked about poetry.
Yeah.
And Dr. J used to write a little poetry back in the day and for girls only. And I still took it seriously. When is that coming about? Because I want to know more about that. You may see Dr. J up there doing something.
To become a member.
Yeah, the little poetry slam. So is it just traditional poetry, or is it what's that look like?
Well, we have a couple of different instructors. One particular that we work with a lot is a guy named Mike.
Of course.
He's fantastic. He's kind of I would say ambassador. Everyone has worked with everyone in many different capacities. So he's a poet, an author, and he's also an educator. And right now he's teaching high school kids in Compton Creek area. And we also work with another fellow named A.K. Tony, and he grew up in Lamar Park. And so those two have taught our workshops and classes, but they've also curated our poetry events. So they're both fantastic. They're both kind of urban and a little bit edgy, and they have a lot of.
They're black.
One is, and one's white, and they're really good friends.
Just because they're urban doesn't mean they.
Yeah.
I was like, this is cut to the chase here.
And they know each other, and I think I met AK through Mike. So Mike is a connector, that is for sure. And so they have a little bit different modes and methods of how they teach poetry. They learned all of the classical stuff and all of the, you know, the rules, and I think they know the rules enough to know how to break them, if you know what I mean. So they both have their own way, and they're both very engaging. And you had mentioned earlier about the dark room and snapping and all that.
Yeah.
That's what happens at our culminating performance.
Okay, I've got to see this. I got to meet you guys. AK-47.
AK Tony.
AK Tony. He's
Shout
not.
out.
He's not the black one, right? I take
He
that.
is.
Oh, he is. Oh, come on, man.
AK Tony. Yeah.
So they teach you, they go through like helping you write a poem, and then it culminates in like a poetry
They
slam.
have different exercises and prompts, and since it's a group setting, they really get people going and sort of, you know, riffing off each other. You've got going on the culminating poetry experience. And last time we did one here at the Blake Lofts, we had a live jazz band. I even got up and did a number. And you know, so it was an open mic situation after the regular programming, and they said, anybody else want to jump up here? And I was like, what the heck? So and then just for it, and it's just super fun. So
well, I'm gonna
I would like
come
to
the
host one of
next
these
one.
events for you. I like to live stream one of these events.
That would be fun.
I would
doing a
love to
live
do a
stream.
Dr. J poetry slam
Yeah.
at the Frogtown.
yes, they also coach people on how to read their poetry and how to use the microphone and how to stand and be filmed and, you know, be professional about it, but also, you know, have some edge and
Gravitas.
Gravitas, exactly. Yeah. So that's really fun to watch, to see people who don't even want to write, let alone get up and perform. And in the end of it all, they're out there doing it.
And that's
So-
a great skill for young kids to learn, getting up in front of an audience and speaking, because you do a lot of that in business if you go that route. And it is just more than just rhyming words. That's
Right.
the first thing people got to know about poetry, because you rhyme words, then it doesn't make any sense because you're rhyming words.
Yeah.
But being okay, what I remember is not every word has to rhyme, right? It just has to be, it could not rhyme at all.
You're right, and they'll teach you those different ways, and the poetry and prose and everything in between. And that's the great thing is they have fantastic prompts, and they get people thinking about the poetry rather than just rhyming words. You're exactly right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got to see this. So are you ready to go to the next clip there?
Don't forget to donate on Giving Tuesday, www.frogtownarts.com/donate. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nick Lynham, and I'm an artist member at Frogtown Arts.
Oh, is that?
Today, I'd like to show you around my studio. So here we are in the studio, a little place to hang out, some of my larger pieces here. Over here is the more affordable series that I've been working on. These are oil pastel on 12 by 12 wood panels, so they don't need to be framed. You can just hang them directly on your wall. Over in this corner, I have my Stratocaster and my Vox amp. I've been a musician for many years, and I still love to play. Over here is my workspace. Spend most of my evenings here, and I work on the table most of the time. Sometimes I'll use the easel, but not very often. I prefer to just have my work flat. Some of the benefits to being a Frogtown Arts artist member are you get to participate in the biennial Frogtown Art Walk, where the neighborhood opens its venues to local artists, and numerous other events that go on all year long, and artist members can participate if they so choose to. You also get to put a profile up on their website, so anybody that goes to the Frogtown Arts website can peruse all the different artists. And it's a pretty nominal annual fee. All right, let's make some art.
shred of evidence of me? Was it all torn to pieces, cast out when you crossed the sea? What does the sky in Spain look like? Is it cyan blue until it burns from the sun? So wander through your errant feelings and weave your human tapestry. You've lost yourself in everybody. You're forever lost to me. What does the sky in Spain look like? Is it cyan blue until it burns from the sun? And whose hand are you holding? I know it isn't mine. There was never enough love and never enough time. Driving down the thoroughfare, careening toward another world, miles of empty space in between us, and I watch the hills roll by and think of other things until I'm worried. What does the sky in Spain look like? Is it cyan blue until it burns from the sun? And whose hand are you holding? I know it isn't mine. There was never enough love and never enough time.
If you'd like to
vocal cords need to warm up and extend, and otherwise you get those nodules. But singing is another form of art. So we've talked about art, bread art, filmmaking, painting,
Poetry.
We just featured a film from one of the artists, Nick Lyman, who has his work over here, right behind me. It's very creative, fun. He likes to combine really bold colors in a really kind of primitive, engaging way that's very emotional. So he has a website as well that you can visit to purchase some of his art. As a member of the art collective, you get your own page where you can display your art. You can write a small bio about yourself. You can put pictures up of your work. And it's another way for the community to find you, to engage in your art, and for you to share your art with the world. Because a lot of times as an artist, you don't share your art because it's such a solitary kind of creative expression. Become a member. It's only $50. If you go to www.frogtownarts.com/become-a-member, you will have access to so many wonderful ways to display your work, whether it's during the biannual art walk, or the first Fridays, or the Illuminate the Night, or the Poetry Slam. There's just ongoing events that keep you entertained, keep your family engaged. It's a way to come and visit the river, to congregate the community, and for anyone donating $40, you're going to get a T-shirt with designed, a limited edition T-shirt from Frogtown Arts, 100% organic cotton. It's a black T-shirt with a white original artwork by artist Patricia Krebs. Shipping included or local pickup available. Please, if you can, on Giving Tuesday, support your art community by giving www.frogtownarts.com/donate. So, what are we up to now? I think we're supposed to be interviewing this lovely woman over here. What are we introducing?
Start to finish film. That's what we're gonna do, man. Brett said. So we're gonna tell us act like a PA. PA. So it's 501c3, a nonprofit.
Your donation is tax deductible and some community on this Giving Tuesday. Filmmaking is another part of the events that we offer. Stories, poems, and songs, the short documentary film series, the youth art programs, the senior art programs. And we're going to be showing a film right now.
Start to finish.
Start to finish.
Rod.
Ceramics to me is like completely fascinating because it's prehistoric, right? But it goes into outer space because it can endure that kind of temperature. Nothing else does this. Now also, that's how we learn about other cultures and civilizations. It's forever, right? And it's a finite material too. It's precious.
We are able to provide programming for our underserved community via grants that we receive. And in this case, this grant came from the California Arts Council, and it was supporting a program called the Start to Finish, A Creative Journey for Young Artists program. And it included not only the ceramics program that we just finished, but poetry for teens and youth up to 24 years old. It also included free art classes covering the basics of different art mediums.
We're a ceramic studio, creative space, and educational space based here in Frogtown. The intention is really to share ceramics, arts education to support mental wellness and creative expression, especially because arts programming has been cut so much from public education. So we were extremely grateful to collaborate and receive support from the grant that funded this series, and to meet and connect with a lot of local youth and families that live in the neighborhood.
At the heart of Frogtown is Frogtown Arts.
Hello, hello.
In Frogtown, USA, we are with, I'm Dr. J with Patricia Rae, and we are now for our next guest.
Hi, my name is Britt Rodheimer.
Britt, and she was walking around here like an intern or a production assistant, getting board member right here. Looking at your now, tell us about it.
I mean, I've been a part of the here now, an artist work right now, but I'm hoping to end that and kind of go towards more of a. But about.
Oh, wow.
We lost Britt's mic.
We lost your mic. How's that? That's what happens when you're live. Things
Yeah, we still
happen.
can't hear her.
I think that, can we show Britt's work? There we go. That's your combination of your love of architecture and landscaping and your use of movement and color. I love the horizon line, and then it kind of goes into almost a different painting.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my work, and this was honestly, I didn't even think about it until recently, but yeah, a lot of my work ended up being my reaction to my environment and how it affects
We're still missing her mic.
We're not getting any of your feed. Can you share a mic with Dr. Mac?
It's not the feed, it's the feed.
Oh, it's the feed. Well, this is we've lost temporary. You can't hear me either? Okay, so.
I can hear your mic, Patricia.
You can hear my mic?
Yes, you're good.
We are here with Frogtown Arts on Giving Tuesday, and if anyone who donates $40 will get a wonderful t-shirt created just for the event. Also, you can become a member of this wonderful artist community by going to the website, frogtownarts.com, and you can donate this Giving Tuesday. More community, www.frogtownarts.com/donate. This is our first live event, so we're still working out some of the kinks. We did lose our feed from Dr. J and Britt, our guest, and we're talking about her art, but we're not hearing about. Oh, there's her art right there. That's a really interesting, beautiful piece. They almost look like these hands that are inside a glass, stained glass like vase. I get from that. It's and she's holding a pen.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you either way, but yeah, it's
The Organ Player is the name of this piece.
This piece is different from my others just because it explores spirituality a little bit more.
I can see that because the stained glass, this piece has a bit of spirituality, which I get from the stained glass and the kind of the background, the way it kind of interplays with the light that you get a lot when you go into a church and you have light streaming through the windows. Were you raised as a? Come over here and share my mic with me. Here. I hope
this is better.
No, I think, yeah, because there's so many, I have so many wires over here. But we are going to get her on my mic because when you're live, you got to roll with the punches and adapt to the situation. Here we go. There you are.
Hi, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that piece we just saw.
Yeah, that last piece is a little different from what I usually paint. It definitely still has to do with how I was kind of perceiving my environment growing up. I mean, technically an ex-Mormon. We were Mormons till I was like 5 years old. So I have had kind of an outsider's perspective on religion for the most part. But for this piece in particular, it was more about the idea of creation and how I felt about kind of my ego as an artist and creating versus trying to restore habitat and what that meant in this time of industrialism and capitalism and technology. And so it kind of is this idea of how do I balance these this love for creation and putting more out into the world versus restoring and bringing back habitats and all that. So that's kind of my spirituality right now.
What's the symbolism of the hands holding, what is that, a pen?
Yeah, those are pens. So that's definitely kind of bringing back the idea of who the creator is in the situation. I modeled after my own hands. Of course, it's kind of a self-reflective piece on how I feel about creating in this world. That's where that's from. And so,
you work in acrylics?
I do. I am hoping to one day be able to work with more natural materials.
What's natural? What is an example of a natural material?
Yeah, so originally my plan was to have a garden where I was growing certain plants that would produce dyes and work with those kinds of.
Gotcha. So excavate dyes from plants, direct colors. So then you're bringing the whole cycle all the way around, from studying the environment and studying landscaping, and then using the landscaping to inspire your art, and then using the landscaping to actually paint your art.
Exactly, yeah. And I really love the idea in this program for landscape architecture. We do touch a lot on your landscape and how that really encompasses art and expression and your community, not just the physical, geographical aspect of it. It is who we are in this community, in this landscape. And so I really wanted to bring that to my own art. And hopefully it will become a little bit of a bigger project, but I'm hoping this becomes a film itself and then an interactive gallery experience where people can come, and hopefully it will be at a community hub and there'll be resources available. Art honestly so much, and I feel like it's only the beginning of how we can start to bring more awareness to our community hubs. So I'm very grateful to be a part of this.
Now, how did you get on the board?
Yeah, so that was through the landscape architecture program at Cal Poly Pomona. I met Nina Briggs there. She's the vice president of Frogtown Arts. And we had a really great conversation about me as an artist and outside of school, how I'd even bring this project to life at all. It was in the very beginning stages. And she just said, I'm part of Frogtown Arts. You should really look into it. In fact, we have our Frogtown Art the art walk that was coming up was last year. And so I came and I tabled and I talked to everybody and we went through the whole process of, okay, well, what would it look like if I was a part of this? And I had already had some experience working with like Artists in the Alley. Shout out to the art community in downtown Pomona and also in downtown Ontario. I was able to share my art there as well and really just have a lot of connections there. Moving, I've been kind of looking for more opportunities to continue that. And so Frogtown Arts was kind of the next step for me.
And now she's a board member. And how have you been able to influence the installations and the First Fridays and all of the events? Have you been vocal about your ideas?
Yeah, I mean, I think Micheline kind of mentioned this before we were talking about the logo. There's just like certain things where it's like visually, it's like I can help to really bring the idea of like Frogtown Arts to an icon, but I can't take credit. A great job on that. But yeah, in terms of the events, I really like to come in and just be the like when we need volunteers.
The glue.
Yeah, the glue. Exactly. Yeah, I really do have. I put in grease. Honestly, that's what we need. Micheline has done so much, and all that really needs to get done is the execution of it. So I come in and I get to work.
And we got Dr. J back, and we got our graphics back.
So bad.
Remember, please. www.frog. Being a part of community, helping support community so artists like Britt and myself can thrive and find a place to exhibit and find the courage to go and keep painting in a very solitary art form that doesn't get a lot of support. So it's so instrumental and so important to do this. Are we ready to go on to an interview with Micheline?
Yeah, I believe so. And I have a question for Britt later when we come back because I am Claremont, so I know a little bit about the downtown Pomona art scene there.
But much more to come. Much more to come.
Take it away, Micheline.
Hey there, it's Micheline Cherie again, and this time we are at Justine's Wine Bar / Just I Kneaded Bakery here in Frogtown, and I'm here with the owner, Justine Hernandez. Hi. So say hey, Justine, everybody. Hi. And Justine has been working with us since 2020. She jumped onto our virtual art walk that we talked about earlier in our broadcast. And that's how we met. So we were all masked up and social distancing, but the love still came through. So, so she did a great interview with us for our virtual art walk in 2020, and we've been doing stuff ever since. And Justine is a big supporter. We're grateful for that. We're wonderful. The crew's been wonderful. We've done a couple of events here. We did a sip and clip collage night, which was a hit, which we think we'll do again. So stay tuned for that. And Justine participates in a lot of our our events. So First Fridays, the upcoming holiday hop on December 6th, the art walk on the 9th. This girl loves to decorate. She loves the lights. She loves to get in on the mix. So, so just for folks that might not know you, just give us a little bit of background on your business and how you got here and what your experience has been like, and also tell a little bit about the events that we're doing together.
Great. I joined Frogtown about 7 years ago. We've been open for about 5 years in the bakery and 2 years in the wine bar. I grew up locally in Echo Park, and I feel really grateful to be a part of the Frogtown community. It is really artistic and creative and owner operated, so it feels really unique to be a part of a neighborhood that really prioritizes that and that you can connect with everybody. Our bakery is a vegan bakery, and we're definitely like a third space for the community, for a lot of the kids that come through here. And of course, the wine bar, another third space for the adults. Doing the events with Frogtown Arts, it's always fun to get to meet all the neighbors again, and everyone goes into theme, and it's always really sweet. It feels like, you know, we're a part of a small town in a really big city. So however we can help, however we can participate, however we can decorate, I am down for it. We're here for it, and we just love being a part of the community.
We're always trying to make our little Gilboy girls here.
That's right. Oh my God, yes. We all happen to be Pisces, so that's kind of
Yeah, there's a ton of Pisces here, creatives. So, upcoming, we have the Holiday Hop, and that is our 3rd annual now. So time flies. And that is on December 6th from noon to 5. And what it is another little mini art walk, kind of like First Fridays. And it's a art exhibit, it's a shopping experience. It's a really perfect opportunity to support small businesses and local artists, because you can come here and buy unique or one-of-a-kind gifts that you're not going to get at the big box store. And so December 6th, we also have, I know we got to wrap it up, so we also have the 5th annual holiday food drive to benefit the NELA Mercadito, which is something that also started in the pandemic that's kept going strong for this last 5 years. And Justine's is a drop-off spot for canned and non-perishable items. So please come here. She's going to have a box out. Yes, through today through December 11th. And you can come here and bring those items, and those items will go directly to people in our community that are needing holiday food, or needing food. With all the stuff going on with SNAP and things going on in our country, we need you more than ever to participate and bring on some food to our neighbors. So please come and do that. And the address here, 2029 Blake Avenue, LA 90039. Justine's Wine Bar at Just One Kneaded Bakery. So come on down. Oh, you know what? One last thing. There's free coffee involved, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you donate, you get a free coffee. So.
Yeah, forgot about that. So you donate, you get a free coffee, and
we'll add flavor in there too. So
yeah, they
spice it up with a little mocha or something.
Yeah, you don't just get a draft coffee here.
No,
you're gonna get something special. Okay, so we're wrapping it up. Thank you for joining us on Giving Tuesday. Please donate today. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Steve Graziani. I've been down here in the Frogtown area for quite a while. I had a house up on the top of the hill back from 85 to 2010, but I had a studio down here doing sculptures. Then I ended up ultimately moving down here in 2002. An artist loft called Blake Avenue Lofts. It's filled with like a lot of my work because I was better at creating things than I was at marketing them. So when I first was down here in Frogtown, all the stuff around here, sculptures. And then ultimately, as I kept going around in here, I ended up moving towards paintings and all that as I lost the sculpting studio or closed down the sculpting studio. And then things kept progressing, and I moved it towards doing etchings. I'm not an artist that does an art to be like a printmaker. I do art to tell a story. It doesn't matter really what medium I jump to. Etchings were easier on my back too. So, but you're basically seeing my Disneyland. I'm fairly lucky because in the middle of a pandemic, I have enough stuff to do here. I have friends that say that they're going nuts watching television. So, I'm in a pretty good situation. Anyway, I started doing the etchings to go along with short stories I write, because I write horror stories as well. And the etchings at first went to go with the stories, then the etchings became a thing that actually took over, and they became stories themselves. So basically, I do the etchings. I try to sell them at conventions that are dealing with sci-fi and horror world. Obviously this year there aren't any. And this is sort of the etching wall. This is what I call my bargain matinee wall. A long time ago when I used to do film, I did my first film with Roger Corman back in 1980. And at that time, every film got to see a matinee. It went to a theater. Nowadays, it doesn't happen that way. But back then, you always had at least one moment of hero. So what I do is when I complete an etching, it gets put on the wall for a little while. Then eventually things that I don't like as much come off the wall, newer ones go on. But everything gets its matinee. Anyway, this is my studio in the middle of my studio. One of the things that surprised me when I was doing a thing called Midsummer Scream is that people didn't understand the difference between prints and an etching. This is a print. This is a high quality G-clay print that's done of one of my paintings. It's a photograph of my painting and I have a printing shop do it. This is an etching where, this is an example of an etching though. It's actually hand pulled through there, an individual plate, and each pull through adds different dimensions to the piece. So basically, you're dealing with an etching plate like this. Your ink, you're using acid to go ahead and carve into the plate, and where you carve in, it gathers ink, and the ink gets transferred when you do a print. Now, just to show the process, I went ahead and pre-inked this one plate. Basically, what you have to do when you're doing etchings is you do all that. This is about 14 different burns. Some of them are as much as 5 seconds, some of them are like 2 minutes. Each one burns a little bit more on there to get the coloration I want. Here's an example. The lines come from scratching a line into hard ground. That creates your lines in the drawing. Then when you want to create gray tones, you go ahead and paint in what's called asphaltum. Now, when you burn, it will burn the area that's not painted. So it grays it. So here's a plate that has already been inked. I'll press. I'm not being as clean as I should be because of this. That's the reason it's so frustrating that people thought etchings were prints that somebody else printed for you, because each one of these, it's a limited number edition, and each one is pulled. And I think about 2 out of every 3 of mine come out savable. I throw away 1 out of every 3 at least. Get it a little slightly damp. Go to the press. Newsprint on it. And then crank it down through. I'm not guaranteeing how this one's going to come out, but you're putting it through a very high pressure press that's coming down with 3 blankets, so it's squeezing it down into every little groove. That one came up pretty good.
All right. Wow. That's great.
And it's called Nature Bites Back.
Nice.
One of the few that I do for. Normally my etchings go into the territory of staying with horror films or horror stories and all that. But with the pandemic that's happened, some of my etchings have come out talking about the current day. But they're still telling stories. So basically, I'm just saying hi from the Art Walk, that I'm grateful to be here. I've been part of the Art Walk since the very first one. Hopefully next year we'll be able to do it in person again, because the Art Walk's not really about selling. It's really about getting to know the neighbors. When we first did the first Art Walk, a great deal of the neighborhood didn't want us to do it. They were afraid of it. After we did it, everybody ended up wanting it again and again. It became so peaceful. So I'm glad it keeps progressing. I'm sorry we had to do it remotely this year. Anyway, if you want to take a look at my etchings at all, you can take a look at them at www.grazarts.com. And I have them for sale there, so you just contact me if something interests you.
And we are back.
We're back.
This is Patricia Rae, co-host with Dr. J on Giving Tuesday, Frogtown Art Walk. We're all about the donations, creating community, creating awareness, uplifting voices, sharing the beautiful art walks with the river that inspires a lot of the art that the artists are painting. They're using their natural surroundings in a lot of their work. Donate, please go to www.frogtownarts.com/donate. But our next
Tax deductible
501c3. There's a QR code right on the screen. You can just hold up your phone camera to it and it will take you directly to the website. The next art walk will be September 19th, a biannual event that has been happening for 20 years. This is the 20th anniversary of the art walk. And we're going to show you a film about it, all the past events. If you want to be a part of next year's art walk in 2026, go onto the website, www.frogtownarts.com/become a member. Become a member. It's $50 and you could participate. You can share your art with the community. You could become part of the community. And I think we're going to watch a video about it now.
Hello, my relatives. I am Tino Arduino Calderon, Gabrielino Tongva, Ventureño Chumash, Yoeme, and Chicana, and I'm very happy to be here with all of you today. We're the original Tarahatam, or peoples, of Tovangad. And Tovangad is our word for world. And it also encompasses the world that we knew, our territory, spanning from San Fernando Valley all the way south to Orange County, to Newport Beach, east along the Santa Ana River to Corona and Riverside, and back along the foothills. We also held the 4 southern Channel Islands. So if you've been to Catalina Island, you've been to our village of Pimuna. And I'd like to welcome you all here today to this village that today we call Yanga, or Los Angeles.
Friends of the Los Angeles River, aka FOLAR, and we've been working since 1986 to build capacity for Angelinos to advocate for nature, climate, and equity on the Los Angeles River. It's a beautiful day. The LA River is right there. And we do habitat restoration, cleanups, free education for public Title I schools. And the ultimate goal is to get people more engaged and educated about the river and, taking on some stewardship of all of our river.
My name is Lindsay Francis, and this is a collection of paintings I started. I have an intention of making 100 portraits of my clients at Lucas Salon, where I work as a hairstylist. And I have about 14, and these are the new ones I'm showing today behind me. And then there's a couple of portraits of students that I took classes with at LACC. I think the Art Walk is so great. It's so amazing. It's such a small, wonderful, beautiful community. It's so cool to work here and to be a part of this community, and it's so fun to see it closed up the streets and everybody walking around having a good time and showing artists. It's really lovely. We love it here.
My name is Alicia, and this used to be my husband, Art. He passed away 20 months ago, and he left his legacy to me. They're made with alder wood, and they were carved, an example by him, and then we reproduce them in our wood carving machine. So as you see, it's made with alder, and it's real wood.
I'm a Los Angeles-based artist, and I do acrylic, and the series that I'm presenting here is acrylic on wood. This is live wood, walnut, and I go on top with black and white acrylic. And the challenge is, because it's a water-based paint, it gets absorbed into the wood in different sort of capacities. So I play around with that, and as you can see, the faces of the people that I've done, they all have an expression, they tell a story.
So what we do here at Quantum Clinic is we start here in the community space, and we guide you through a biofeedback-driven coherence meditation, brain-heart coherence. Coherence is the opposite of stress. This is one of the float tanks. We have 6 tanks. This is a luxury tank, so it's a bigger size. So you enter here and you float. It's filled with 1,500 pounds of Epsom salt, which allows you to float effortlessly. There's sound frequencies that are playing during your float. After your float, we strongly encourage you to spend some time in the Expressive Arts Lounge. We have a tea station here. These are all herbal, non-caffeinated teas. We've got this awesome couch here, and we have all these activities, these expressive arts activities, where you can color, create a collage, use these sand trays. And the idea here is just to express yourself from your emotion, from your heart, from your intuition. This art walk event is really a great community event where it just brings the community together. We are all innately creative people, so this is something we can all enjoy. It's a family event. It also brings exposure to our business, which is also great, but also all the businesses in the Frogtown community. So it's a great time.
I've been pretty much busy non-stop since I got here. Is it getting close to 5, Red?
Yeah, it's fine.
I've probably done about 10 rides already. So if this keeps up, it'll be 60 by the end of the night. Hey!
Hey everybody, we're here at the Frogtown Art Walk, and we're having a great time. We're about to do an incredible poetry reading. We've got Brendan Constantine, and remind me of your name one more time? And Will Vincent, and I'm Bernadette McComish, standing in for Linda Ravenswood of the Los Angeles Press, reading my new book, Prophets of Los Angeles. We are thrilled to be here. We can't wait to start, and come join us. We're number 32, I believe, here at Frogtown Art Walk, and we've got flautas, and we're jamming with a great radio station, and we're just so excited. Can't wait.
Hola a todos, soy Ruthbeth Agames, soy un artista colombiano. Esta es mi primera vez en Frogtown Art Walk. Esta es una gran oportunidad. Gracias a todos por venir, amigos, familiares. Este es mi trabajo. pinto al óleo, me gusta la técnica impresionista, me encantaría participar nuevamente en el artwork. Es una oportunidad increíble que ayuda mucho a los artistas de la comunidad latina. Es muy importante y sin duda lo haría nuevamente.
Hey, my name is Ryan Griffin, and this is my art installation here. I'm doing live projection, painting, animation of this kind of psychedelic landscape inspired by Frogtown, and we got local native birds and flowers, and just out here having a good time. Bringing art to the people. It's what it's about.
I'm here with Tada Coffee at Happier Cafe. Right here behind us is the Dream Steam Espresso Machine. Last year I had the Tada moment, and our mission is to spread love and joy and inspire other people's Tada moments, and so that they could activate their creativity. And yeah, so this was the art car that we built, and we're so excited to be here at the LA River, partnered with Happier Camper over here. So thank you. Come check us out on the weekends.
So much art, so much community, so much love, and you could be a part of it. Please consider donating. www.frogtownarts.com/donate. We are back with our executive director, Micheline. She's going to tell us all about the food drive that's going on.
Yeah, we've got a couple things coming up for the holidays. One of them is our 5th annual holiday food drive, and that benefits the NELA Mercadito, which is a local grassroots nonprofit that supplies our local neighborhood residents with food throughout the year. And it happens twice a month on alternating Fridays. You can find them at NELA Mercadito on Instagram. And so what we've done every year is we've had different businesses in the community collect food for us for about a month. So we started collecting food November 11th, and the food drive will end December 11th. So you've got another little week and a half to come and donate food. We're asking for things like, the staples that people need, grains, canned goods, rice, cereal, and don't forget our furry friends. We have a lot of people in the community that feed a lot of homeless cats here, so they need food for their own cats, but also for those little colonies. And bring some cat and dog food to the drive. That would be great. And go to our social media to find out what the drop-off locations are. I think we have 7 of them now. I was just live at Justine's Wine Bar / Just What I Needed Bakery. That is a location you can drop off your canned and non-perishable food items. There's also the Frogtown Brewery, Tracy Stone Architect. There's a couple more. First Impression, the Blake. Yeah, anybody who lives here in the Blake Lofts, where our headquarters are, drop your food off in the lobby and we'll collect it. So we usually end up with a good, 5-6 foot tall pallet of food that we bring over, just us, and that just makes us feel good, and it helps more than ever. So
yeah, and there's some other places you can drop off are the Left Bank, First Impression, Tracy A. Stone Architecture, Quantum Clinic. So please, if you have non-perishable foods like rice, beans, canned goods, dog food, diapers, wipes, hygiene products, they are much appreciated in this time. And did you also want to mention the film, the documentary film, raising money for that?
Yeah, so you've seen a couple of our films today. You saw the MAJA film, and we also watched our poetry film. And those, though we receive grants for those are matching grants. What that means is that every dollar that a grant we so it gives you a little bit bigger budget, but you have to raise those funds. So we are asking today, if you like the films that you were seeing today and you want to support our filmmaking department, please consider making a donation, and that will go to making more of these films. We've got another one that we're going to be producing in 2026. Our subjects are always, artists, the life of artists, life in Elysian Valley, Frogtown, iconic LA artists and people and landmarks. We do a lot of stuff that's LA River centric. And we pay our crew. We have to pay people to the films, and we get that money from the grants and from your donations. And so I think that's why the films come out so great, is that we're able to hire capable people, some of them from the neighborhood or surrounding river adjacent communities. And it's been a really great experience for us. I think we started with our first film in 2008, which was called Mapping Frogtown. And really what that was back in 2008, if you can imagine, documenting the residents here and the changes that are already starting to happen back then. So that was our first subject. And we're continuing on with, river-inspired art, poetry, local artists. It's like, so yes, please consider a donation for our filmmaking department. And there's one last thing I want to hit on, and that's our last event of the year, and it's called the Holiday Hop, and it's our third annual. And we just come up with excuses to have more events. And so every time there's a holiday, hey, let's do another little mini art walk, and let's give opportunities to artists and craftspeople to be able to. And so that is coming up on December 6th, just a few days away. And we've got, I think, 15 venues participating. And when I mean 15 venues participating, what that is they're all taking in local artists and letting them show their work in their spaces. And we take no fees, and neither do the venues. So all of the proceeds that an artist makes go directly to them, which is a really nice thing. And we also have local craftspeople, food pop-ups. We try to get 70 to 80% of our artists and vendors from this community, and like I said, river adjacent communities, which would be Glassell Park, Cypress Park, Highland Park, Eagle Rock, and try to keep it, NELA based. And it's just been a really great thing. We've had First Fridays for 2 years in a row now, and Holiday Hop. So what's great about Holiday Hop is that it's a holiday theme, so that's fun. But you can come and
thank God.
Everybody likes that. You can come and find really unique items here, really one-of-a-kind pieces, or just unique art they'll make or crafts that they make. You can buy gift cards from local businesses, and we really try to help recirculate funds here in the community. If you come, Holiday Hop,
this Saturday.
This Saturday coming up.
What time?
This Saturday, folks. Come,
Saturday.
spend the day on the river, bring your family, bring your dogs, bring your bike.
Yeah, just don't bring the car. We always stress that our events are car-free, low-impact community. Oh, you come on now.
I live like 40 minutes away. I'm supposed to get here.
There's exceptions, of course. We do encourage rideshare. We do encourage people coming from the neighborhood or surrounding neighborhoods, just walking over, biking over, skating. Skateboarders come on through, and if you must bring your car, that's okay. There's parking on Riverside Drive. It's a 2-block side drive, and that's okay. But we really try to be good neighbors and not cause the traffic jams and irritation that can happen from. We've had 8,000 people show up with their cars in past years, so we really try to mitigate that and not have that happen anymore. And so the message is always: bring the kids, bring the dog, bring grandma. Just don't bring the car.
Don't bring the car.
Okay.
Claremont, you got to start walking Friday morning.
Yeah. So that's what's happening. That will be our last event of the year, and then we'll start again next year with some filmmaking projects, some classes for seniors and youth, and then we'll move into our Frogtown First Fridays, which is going to happen from May through October 2026, and then celebrating our 20 of the Frogtown Art Walk. And so the Art Walk date is going to be September 19th, 2026. And that'll be our 20th anniversary, but our 15th Art Walk. So we hope you show up for that. And
is Santa Claus going to make an appearance on Saturday night, possibly? Or just guys that may look like
Is
Santa
he going to be
Claus?
hopping?
I think we may see some guys
Is
that
he going to be hopping
look
to the
like
brewery?
Santa. Yeah. It's definitely hopping at the Frogtown Brewery, that's for sure.
Okay, well, that's this Saturday night. It's noon, high noon, right?
It's Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
People can make it. You can do what you want to do Saturday night and start Saturday afternoon. Okay.
All right.
That's it. I think we've been on.
We raised
We're ringing in.
$1 million.
While I was at Justine's, some donations came in, so we have some shout outs to some people.
We
So
got some shout out. Ready for that?
I'm ready.
We got
your
a
money thing.
All right, here we go. A $50 donation from our filmmaker, Mimi Phan. So thank you for that, Mimi. Glad to have your support. And we've got another one. Ooh, $150. And this one is coming from Charles, which happens to be a local ceramicist. So we're getting some support from our artists in the community. And then we've got one more that came in, and this is a $4. All these people are going to get a T-shirt too.
And a
this
hug.
one, another artist member, Steve Graziani, who too. So thank you, Steve, Mimi, and Charles for that. So we have raised so far $500 today. So
all right,
$500.
We'll take
yeah,
it.
$500, and we know that a lot of people were at work today, and so we're going to replay this broadcast again. So anybody who missed it, or if you're here and you want to see it all again, rebroadcast today and raise some more funds. So frogtownarts.com.
What's our goal? How much?
Well, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the rest of the year. So we have the rest of December to do that. And today was sort of the kickoff for that. So our goal is $10,000.
That's not a bad
For
idea.
2026, 2025.
That's to close out 2025. Yeah, we're going to start all over again.
Well, Dr. J, I don't
So we
want to put
better
Patricia
start
Rae on the
opening
spot.
up that wallet. Open up those wallets. We still
I'm willing to do this again. Email you.
www.frogtownarts.com/donate. Please, please, please. Thank you.
Patricia Rae, we can do this every week. We can come here every week and do this live broadcast.
Oh, okay.
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
Every Friday, we'll meet right back here and do this.
So we raised $10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun, and it went by really fast.
So,
It did.
not a bad take.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for watching and staying with us and for joining our community, Frogtown Arts.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your support, and please, there's still a few more hours left of Giving Tuesday, so give us something on Tuesday, folks. Thank you very, very much.
And Dr. J, thank you for hosting with me.
Oh, anytime. I'd love to do it. See you next Friday here.
He's not kidding.
No, I can also put the link up on my website, strictly. See what we can come up with.
All right.
All right.
All
Have
right.
a great
See ya.
rest of your day and have a beautiful week.
Thank you.